Good morning, School of Light. We are in First Chronicles chapter 26. If you want Bible studies that come through the mail, notify me. I got them. We send them. You receive them free of charge. Fill it out, complete it, send it back. That's free of charge. Included with it is prepaid postage. We receive it, we grade it, we record it, and we send you out the next in its series. So let's hop right to First Chronicles chapter 26, the division of the gatekeepers from the Kohathites. Meshelemiah, son of Kor, one of the sons of Asaph. Meshelemiah had sons: Zechariah, the firstborn; Jediel, Jediel, the second; Zabadiah, the third; Jathniel, the fourth; Elam, the fifth; Jehohanan, the sixth; Elihonaiah, the seventh. Obed-Edom also had sons: Shemaiah, the firstborn; Jehozabad, the second; Joah, the third; Sakhar, the fourth; Nathaniel, the fifth; Amiel, the sixth; Issachar, the seventh; and Peulathai, the eighth. For God has blessed Obed-Edom. His son Shemaiah also had sons who were leaders in their father's family because they were very capable men. The sons of Shemaiah, the Othniel, Raphael, Obed, and Elizabeth, have relatives. Elihu and Semachiah were also able-bodied men. All these were descendants of Obed-Edom. They had their sons, and their relatives were capable men with strength to do the work. Descendants of Obed-Edom, 62 in all. Meshelemiah had sons and relatives who were able men, 18 in all. Hosa, the Merarite, had sons: Shimri, the first. Although he was not the firstborn, his father had appointed him as the first. Hilkiah, the second; Tabaliah, the third; and Zechariah, the fourth. The sons and relatives of Hosa were 13 in all. These divisions of the gatekeepers, through their chief men, had duties for ministering in the temple of the Lord, just as the relatives had. Lots were cast for each gate, according to their families, young and old alike. The lot for the east gate fell to Shelemiah. The lots were cast for his son Zechariah, a wise counselor, and the lot for the north gate fell to him. The lot for the south gate fell to Obed-Edom, and the lot for the storehouse fell to his sons. The lots for the west gate and the Sheleketh gate on the upper road fell to Shupim and Hosa. Guard was alongside of guard. There were 6 Levites a day on the east, 4 a day on the north, 4 a day on the south, and 2 at a time at the storehouse. As for the court to the west, there were 4 at the road and 2 at the court itself. These were the divisions of the gatekeepers who were descendants of Korah and Merari. Their fellow Levites were in charge of treasuries of the house of God and the treasuries for the dedicated things. The descendants of Ladan, who were Gershonites, through Ladan, who were heads of family belonging to Ladan the Gershonite, were Jehieli, the sons of Jehieli, Zetham, and his brother Joel. They were in charge of the treasuries of the temple of the Lord. From the Armamites, the Isharites, the Hebronites, and the Uzzielites, Shubael, a descendant of Gershom, son of Moses, was the officer in charge of the treasuries. His relatives through Eleazar, Rehabiah, his son; Jeshaiah, his son; Joram, his son; Zikri, his son; and Shelomith, his son. Shelomith and his relatives were in charge of all the treasuries for the things dedicated by King David by the heads of the families, who were the commanders of thousands and commanders of hundreds, and by other army commanders. Some of the plunder taken in battle they dedicated for the repair of the temple of the Lord, and everything dedicated by Samuel the seer, and Saul son of Kish, Abner son of Ner, and Joab of the Zeruiah, and all the other dedicated things were in the care of Shelomith and his relatives. From the Isharites, Kenaniah and his sons were assigned duties away from the temple as officials and judges over Israel. From the Hebronites, Hashbiah and his relatives, 1,700 able men were responsible in Israel west of the Jordan for all the work of the Lord and for the king's service. As for the Hebronites, Jeriah was their chief according to the genealogical records of their families. In the 40th year of David's reign, a search was made for the records, and capable men among the Hebronites were found at Jazer in Gilead. Jeriah had 2,700 relatives who were able men and heads of families, and King David put them in charge of the Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh for every matter pertaining to God and for the affairs of the king. Wow. So King David put men from the Hebronites in charge of the Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh. Interesting. Able body, or able, how did it say? These men were able men. And then the Hebronites were put in charge of 3 of the tribes: Reuben, Manasseh, and the half-tribe, and the Gadites. Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh. Interesting. So if you have any desire for Bible studies, let me know. We got them. Have a good day. God bless.